milk. He needs some 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 milk.
Yes, of course. I said it 1,000 times.
Oh, seriously, because like you keep asking me why I do it.
Okay, so that's the answer then. You just do it just because
I'm an atheist. I am me, and so I make a channel about myself. Yes.
Do you expect people to take you seriously then?
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
you seriously like
That
never
answers
watch
my
my
question.
channel
You
because
don't need
I honestly I say
There you
that.
go. You can just
all the
throw
time.
out everything he said the
No
other night.
fucks what anybody thinks about.
You give a fuck.
Praise started playing that. I love it.
Okay, well,
Do
maybe
you
we don't
care
have.
what people think about you, Veckel?
No,
I think you do.
no, only if I was.
I think that's all you care about.
No, not really. No, cause
Do you
go to
care
my
what
YouTube
people think
page.
about you?
If you-
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
What?
Or to any other atheist. Go see for yourself. Go ahead.
Hey, Rage. The good thing is if Christianity is true and OSAS is also true, we're both going to heaven.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
Hallelujah, brother.
or if predestination is true,
is there any ass play in heaven?
Well, OSAS isn't true, so you're both going to go and rot in hell for eternity. So,
What do you mean? No, this isn't Islam heaven. No, Islam, they get their stuff.
isn't that interesting? Like the first point of order that Rage might have, like first primary point of interest is whether he can fuddle his own asshole in heaven. That's immediately where his brain goes. First thing. Not like, can I fly or will I be sitting on clouds or eating amazing food? No. What will it look like? You know, what type? No, he goes right to, will I be able to play with my own asshole? That's just beeline straight to it.
See, this is why your Christian audience needs to have a spine, is because all he's doing is he's trying to trigger you and be like, just trying to gross you out and make you morally offended. And if you're immune to that, you can just see right through that shit and not even like flinch.
Right.
Just be like,
just kind of
just
recognize
address
him
his.
for a weird, disgusting, deviant retard that he is. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's just trying to gross you out.
Yeah, that
means
means
can we at least smack that ass in heaven? That's, I mean,
Well,
I might
what?
be
it would be a
still
spiritual ass smacking.
I'd like
Is
to
what it would be.
Well, you'll have 72 asses.
Was
to
that
smack.
praise? What were you just about to say? Because I'd like to.
Become a Muslim, you know.
because that's just bullshit too.
Oh gosh! Wait a minute.
I
Forget
mean-
the ladies, though.
We get it, Rage. You aren't believe in God.
Hallucinations.
You go
Let's
get the,
leave
go
them.
get the ladies. What's wrong with that?
That's a
what you want.
fucking Dave word.
I tend not to believe in people's
Don't you
starvation.
want eternal
hallucinations.
no.
Isn't that, Dave, isn't that Chelsea Bedell's heaven, that everyone goes up there and has a bunch of orgies or something like that? Isn't that her?
Oh, we got to get that clip standby.
Yeah, that's Rage and Chelsea Bedell have a similar concept of heaven, it seems.
Serious
What,
question,
eternal
though.
booty?
Does it promise that there's 72 good-looking virgins?
No.
Yeah, that's the question, right?
No.
Do they all
I'm not even.
look?
Hold on. I don't even think it's promised they're female virgins.
You want 72 versions of Kim
They
Kardashian?
all look. All the virgins look like Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender. The water buffalo.
So white that it's actually transparent and you can see their bones. And you have 72 mansions, each with 72 rooms, each with 72 beds, each bed with 72 sheets, and in between each sheet is a virgin who replenishes her virginity after every session or after every night. And your orgasms
Fuck, would you want that?
Years, and God grants you an endless penis, whatever that means.
Now that's heaven if I ever heard something.
It falls off and regrows.
Y'all laugh at that.
and
Y'all
boy,
laugh at that. I mean, you guys laugh at that, but it's like equally as ludicrous as the shit you believe.
Really? Are you sure about that?
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go get coffee. I'll be right back.
Great.
Like what?
It is
Explain.
not.
Like what?
Explain.
Good morning, Seeking.
Well,
Truth. Good to see
I
you,
would
brother.
say
God
splitting the
bless.
moon and walking on water are kind
Splitting
of
the moon?
You're gonna go
Did
to
you say
heaven
splitting
and
the moon?
live
Yeah,
eternally
Mohammed
in
splitting
paradise.
the
Quantum
moon.
mechanics with God walking on water. Why is
So
that
so so when you go to heaven, are you fucking your wife in heaven? Like I don't
No,
understand.
no
Like,
marriage and
I have a clip for you, Seeking Truth. I'm going to send it to Sam Shamoon too. But it's a desperate plea from an ex-Muslima with family in dangerous Islamic-controlled territory, and wants to share. a message
Hold
to the
on. I
world.
was on my way out. Fucking is he live? I think he's live.
Who?
He either just uploaded a video or he's fucking live.
Oh, okay,
Accidentally. Hold on, let me check and see here. if
So,
that
Seeking Truth, I'm going to send you that. I'll send it over to you.
Smokey's doing a face reveal here in like a couple of months. So this will all be over at some point anyway.
It was already done anyway. And then
I
they're
know.
like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like him. And then they're like, no, let's still pretend it does actually, and just
Hold on.
continue with that meme.
Do you want me to just go get that so that we could prove that video exists? Like we don't have to play it, but like I'll fucking.
If you want, if you want, it's somewhere deep in the freaking archive.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, let's get back to this. So Knock is reviewing last night. He does not. He's probably gonna have a hard time reviewing.
That's a good question, Ray.
Yeah, there's no marriage in heaven.
So there's no question.
He wouldn't review what's going on right now. He has no refutation to it, and it shows his scumbag demeanor, and so how all the atheists should immediately and quickly discredit him and push him to the side.
Read the
No,
Bible.
no. That's a good question for the Muslim. Like, if a Muslim dies, a married person,
Rage needs to really stop saying he was ever a Christian. He really needs to pull back on it. Admit that he was stupid, had no clue what he was talking about, was actually never a Christian at all. Like, that's really what
is he still going to get 72 virgins in heaven, including his wife, or like, how does that work? I'd be curious to know. I'd be curious to ask a Muslim about that. So it's like you get 72 virgins plus your wife.
I mean, it's all equally.
It's a lot more than that.
Come on, Rage. You know you want to become a Muslim.
Actually, it gets worse. You actually are allowed.
You know what's funny is like they'll always be like, most of the atheists will be like, oh, Islam and Christianity are just the same, and then it shows they know pretty much nothing about either of them. Like I love moments like this.
To bang your mother in heaven.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
What the fuck?
Islam.
yes, that's true. Nothing is non-permissible in Jannah. The Muslim heaven. Nothing is impermissible. You can bang your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, all that stuff. All that's perfectly.
Wait, why would that be allowed? What? I don't.
You can have sex with people up the ass, full homosexuality, drunkenness. It's all allowed. You're just not allowed to do it here. But then when you get to Jannah, you can do all of it and all of.
We're going to be having an orgy in heaven with the Lord when we get raptured. Because that's the bride.
That's how they. God, I'm so grossed out by the way these people even talk to about the transcendent level. It just shows how based and disgusting and hedonistic and fleshly they all are. It just
So I got your Chelsea but Jezebel link in the chat there.
Oh, that horrible bitch.
And the link is right up, when you go to that let me
pull that up actually.
It's right above her video inset, and I just thought I'd entertain you with some pictures here along the way and some actually
let me see here.
It's pretty explanatory.
They removed that video.
Here, where is it here, Dave? Got it? Is this the one?
Yeah, see where I got link to play right on the top? Click the link to play, not her video. Click the link to play because I don't have it. Well, it's marked in the video too, but you won't get it right at the spot.
Spoke to me just a second ago. A second ago. There are no cliques in heaven. So when we get there between the body of Christ, everybody in heaven, we're going to be eating with each other and drinking and marrying and having fun and whatever we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing it together. So
what?
You heard it.
I don't know who is a Pharisee and who is not, who's really saved.
It literally says we won't be given to marriage there.
That's
it
right.
literally explicitly says this. This stupid bitch has no clue of anything about the Bible. She sits behind her steering wheel. She's never studied. She doesn't know a damn thing about theology or scripture, and sits there and talks out of her stupid, spurgy, disgusting, hell-bound ass. She has no clue what the hell she's talking about, and is now going to preach things directly in contradiction to scripture, showing that she's an explicit freaking scriptural pervert. What a profane, disgusting, rancid bitch.
Who is not only God can judge somebody's heart and know who is.
Oh no, we can see your heart, you vile whore. No, you advertise yourself well.
Saved. And so I just encourage you guys that if you are how do I say it? If
You got waiting on that vision to come, you dumb whore.
there's anybody that maybe you have not had good words with, or you feel like you're not on good terms with them, or whatever, all this drama.
Oh, we're all
going
gonna
on,
fly soon, right?
Extend.
I have the video.
And
Which video?
You believe whatever you want to believe.
Oh, you found it. Okay, beautiful. Excellent.
Well, you set it to private. Are you sure you want me to? I'm not going to play the whole thing.
Oh, well, go ahead and pull it up. That's fine. Yeah, I don't care. I don't think I did that.
I did not do that. At least not that I'm aware of. Oh my God, it's been almost a whole year since the incident.
Right?
That's
Can you believe
crazy.
that?
Holy. Hold on. Let me. By the way, your voice is nice. I don't know what you're doing. Your fucking microphone doesn't pick up the baritone in your voice, but it's fucking crazy. All right.
Really?
Yeah. Listen to you talking, and then listen to your mic on your fucking phone where you recorded this.
That's where I get everything all fucked up. Where is it? Kincaid, nothing's happening.
What do you mean nothing's happening?
There's no volume. We can't hear anything. You.
Oh,
stupid
for
bitch.
Christ's sake! Hold on, goddamn water-headed idiot!
God, you dumb faggot.
God, you're a fucking faggot. Shut your goddamn mouth, you fucking.
That's
Jomo.
faggot behavior.
Why don't you
That's
fucking?
faggot
Why
behavior.
don't you go rape a baby, you fucking baby raper? I got it. Hold on, we're good.
All right.
Nothing's happening. What's going on?
Leviosa! And if you are jumping on the bandwagon, you aren't far behind them in your personal moral fortitude. And this will serve as a mirror to reflect this upon you. You all don't even consider that Nakasuchi the Dumblet may have been trolled with breadcrumbs to go look for a debate with Jesse Lee Peterson that actually wasn't even me, but just hilariously looked a lot like me. Too bad that long-running troll campaign will miss its payoff. For all you know, I found a funny clip of someone super similar to me and kept it in my back pocket.
You mean
as
like
a
Fed
lesson
Smoker
about
and that other guy?
assumptions, judgment, and failures. The other 10 people they tried to claim was me too. Really very usable now, but I will chuckle about it myself for some time to come. Well, to conclude, if you all really believe that all of these are the same person, well, then I guess
you'll believe whatever you want to believe.
Oh yeah, my voice was sexy there.
I'm telling you,
that was hot.
Oh
my gosh, I got a little wet hearing that. That was like freaking. You know, that came from the Matrix. So funny enough, no one like picked up on it as like incredibly profound in the culture that the Matrix is. People didn't even catch that quote from that reference of talking about
turn your cam on, Smokey.
The red pill or the blue pill, and like whether or not they would actually believe what they actually wanted to believe. That was outstanding.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get a coffee now. It's like I love that. It's like cam up, tits or it didn't happen, and it's like.
Did you show Will the ventriloquist dummy guy or no?
Did you see it last night, Kincaid?
I don't get the fucking loving Christian out of here. He fucks men, small boys.
Funny? Oh, you know what's funny? He came in yesterday and was like, "Still no Jesus here," and we were talking with Truth for Satan about nothing but Jesus. It was so
Hold
funny.
on. Hold on, I'm gonna satisfy the loving Christian. Give me 1 second. I got something for him.
See, the problem is he thinks Satan is Jesus, so when he doesn't see Satan speak, he gets confused. And he's like, oh, we're not talking about my Jesus here because his Jesus is Satan. Oh, Kincaid's got something. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
oh,
there you
there's
go.
Jesus.
Perfect.
What,
Just like
Kincaid?
That's Jesus. That's Jesus, fucking Kincaid. Here's a woman doing Jesus's makeup. No doubt for the photo shoot for the Bible. Need to look good for.
Is that the Bee Gees singer?
Look at this guy. Look at him.
Stupid crap.
Fucking overactor. Oh, here we go. It's Veckel.
That's Veckel, Jesus.
Here's
next time,
Roman Orthodox.
Next time I do a response or a video to Veckel or something, that's totally the picture I'm going to use too.
Hold on? Can we just look at this? What's wrong with this picture? Just think, do 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 do.
Holding a Bible that didn't exist.
He's holding a Bible that didn't
What's with
exist.
the fingers crossed and holding that index finger?
The instrument of his torture on the front page, like he's fond of that.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God! Look, it's Smoky Saint Jesus.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what? The loving Christian, you're right.
Really
this is better now.
It really is.
Check this out. Hold on. Open like a new window.
They got Smokey and the Chick Tracks too sitting on the throne.
Shit. Open in new tab. This should just go here.
Oh.
And so I told her. It was this big.
That's actually the opposite how that would be too. That's not even accurate. The teacher would sit and everyone else would stand.
I'd be laying out in my boat right there in my Speedos.
That was a standard thing.
Somebody photoshopped Dave in his Speedo behind Jesus. Just like he accidentally photobombed Jesus when they're taking pictures for the Bible. I'm gonna have a fun night at work. That's what I'm doing in between fucking
outstanding
crash cart visits.
Outstanding.
But those weren't Christians. Those were a Puritan cult. Those weren't Christians.
They weren't all Puritans and they weren't all Catholics. Protestants were doing it as well.
No.
See, if you're going to claim they're Christian, then you need to point to a prescription in their source that shows that they were validated or supported for doing that. And can't do that.
I don't know. The Puritan cult was a specific segmented group that came here for religious freedom, and then took advantage
in America.
of freedom.
Salem witch trials. Yeah, sure, that was Puritan. But I'm talking about the witch burnings all across the world for the last 2,000 years.
Rage.
What is wrong with you?
Huh? That didn't happen.
It didn't happen in Ireland. So Catholics and Protestants both weren't burning witches in Ireland. Seriously?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Not in Ireland that I'm aware of. It definitely happened in the British Isles.
Some of the worst.
See what I'm talking about?
Some of the worst, well, not burnings. I think they were hanging them, but like some of the worst witch trials that there were in Ireland. What are y'all talking about? I literally did a video on Galis Duncan. Galis Duncan. Like this
in Britain. I'm aware of it happening in larger England, like the UK.
Yeah.
No, it happened in Ireland too.
Hold on.
Good morning, everybody.
It happened in Ireland
It
too.
doesn't matter.
Look up Galis Duncan.
It doesn't matter. Those people were slaying true Christians, true believers, because they weren't affirming extra tenets, that Catholicism had incorporated. So, you're going to say, oh, they were burning.
It just wasn't
witches.
Catholicism. It was both.
They were burning true believers in Christ, claiming them witches. Like they weren't even. It's not like they were actually even burning pagans. Like you're not even getting your history straight here. Like the people they were torturing weren't even pagans in the British Isles. So it doesn't make that you're not making the point you think you're making.
No, literally.
Fake Christian Catholics, fake Christians that were Catholic were murdering real Christians, true Christians, and using the claim of them being witches or worshiping Satan because they weren't affirming the new novel tenets that the Council of Trent had incorporated into Christianity. It's really all it was. But Knock wants to act like Christians were slaughtering pagans. No, that's literally just revisionist history. The dumb faggot has no clue what he's talking about.
Look up the story of Gaylis Duncan. Look up the story of the Ireland witch trials. Look up, there was a group of witches in Ireland that supposedly crafted a spell that was going to make King James shipwrecked because, I mean, this is all history. I know Smokey likes to put it all on Catholics, that the Catholics were the only ones doing it, but that's just not the truth. Catholics did a lot of it, without a doubt.
And just in case anyone was wondering about my claim about Brucifer being a disgusting, amoral, unrighteous, demon-serving scumbag, he is perfectly fine with Satanists making disgusting claims about Christianity profaning the holy, and yet he has all of his issues are with certain words and certain speech at certain people, but he's fine with anything and every disgusting thing being directed at God while he pretends to be virtuous. So just quick little highlight there. Bruce is by clear demonstration a complete and utter low character, amoral, disgusting fraud and scumbag. Thank you for highlighting that for us there real quick, Bruce. Appreciate it.
But Protestants were doing it too.
Yeah, this is true. I'm not going to deny that.
The question
My
is, Rage,
point
for
was,
you
but
though,
if that's
is does the
true-
Bible
if
teach
that's
that?
True. Hold on. Even if that's true, then it was only the Puritanistic cults, and there's no prescription in Christianity for them to have justified their
Thank you.
actions.
It was the Puritans here in America. The Salem witch trials were the Puritans, without a doubt. But that's not the case throughout history, Smokey. You're just wrong about that.
Then can you prove to us, Rage, just as Smokey was about to say, is there anything in the New Testament?
Hey, Liz, it's good to see you, bro.
That
Thanks for
instructs
popping in.
Christians to do what you're accusing us of? Yes or no?
I don't really care about thick shades. The only reason he comes here is because he's a parasite and he can't have any substance or relevance unless he tries to attach to a host. And without that, he just shrivels and dies. So I don't really care about thick shit brains. He's already been exposed as a Satan worshiping deviant, and the community's caught him out for that. And only the disgusting scumbags of his ilk still continue to circle jerk him and validate him, which he enjoys because he's self-admittedly a raging faggot that wishes that faggotry was allowable in Christianity because he loves men's assholes and what comes out of it. So that's thick shades. So.
Here's another
No.
What's that, Dave?
another gem that I found. You'll love that one. Just listen to that little teaching in Revelation for 47 seconds when you get around to it.
Okay, I'll
right at the 47-second mark. He's going to say the clincher.
The 40-second mark, you said?
No, I mean just from the beginning of the video, as you listen to it, right when it gets to 47 seconds is when he's going to say it. He's going to say what.
Okay,
it's really dumb. Yeah, you'll see.
right,
And the guy's a licensed Nazarene minister.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you.
It was a craze at the time, and I just gave Christianity credit for getting beyond that, right?
Okay.
Like I literally gave them credit for progressing beyond that.
Okay, when
Right?
you say progressing
Yeah,
again,
you
I
did.
have to question what
Sure.
you mean by that, coming from the liberal standpoint.
Well, I mean, I literally said they're not burning witches no more. We're I mean, so far we're not killing gay people, right?
Okay, but
It's
wait
still
a
the
minute.
Muslims.
But there are even Calvinists though who actually believe in theonomy today, and I rebuke them.
Speaking about progressing, all of the more bloody atheistic dictatorships and genocides happened after the witch trials. So he wants to talk about progression. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Stupid, incompetent spurg.
So you're not going to stop people from having, fringe groups from rising up. but because of a faulty interpretation of scripture. It's going to happen.
No, I agree. Like I covered those friendship
Okay.
groups all the
The
time.
question you should be asking is what the Bible teaches?
Let me clarify this, because we have a Catholic in the room. Bro, was it very viable to be accused of being a witch if you denied any one of the 7 sacraments that...
Well, Sam, we have proof that you're not a Christian, which we've covered now multiple times. I don't know why you're bothering even trying to question one then you've exposed as a Satanist that doesn't even know what the gospel is. So I don't know why you would think that you have any valuable contribution to anything at this point. You've been exposed and roasted, you dumb, spurgy, foreign, bitch-made faggot. So I don't know where you think you're going to get off.
The church affirmed in the later centuries. Well, could you be classified as a witch if you disavowed any of the 7 sacraments that the church affirmed?
Yes, he is. That's true.
It kind of depends where this
He
is
is indeed.
happening. If it's in the north, your odds are more likely. But in the south, like say, kind of in Spain, Italy, kind of around the Balkans, Greece, none of the
So it was a
witchcraft wasn't even
cultural,
considered
it was a
crime.
cultural classification for someone who was heretical of the faith, because they considered that the same as serving Satan, right?
Correct.
Okay. So Rage, the issue is when you're talking about, the Christians burned witches. No, they burned Christians claiming they were witches, because that's how they culturally. They could have been a true, honest Bible believer that just didn't accept, the full extrapolations of the Council of Trent, and would have been considered "quote unquote" a witch.
Galus Duncan.
Oh,
was
here we go.
a
I have an
housemate,
anecdotal story though.
For a rich man. Galus Duncan loved somebody, and
I have an anecdotal story of someone who wasn't a witch, who was burned for being a witch, which proves Smokey's point, but I'm too stupid to know it, so I'm still going to continue to say
he
it.
was sneaking out of this rich man's house to go meet her lover. And that rich man said she was a witch. That rich man was a Protestant. And that rich man said she was a witch. And guess what they did?
He was a puritanical cultist. He wasn't a Protestant. He wasn't a Christian.
They fucking stripped her naked. They found a birthmark on her buttocks, claimed that was the mark of the devil, and they killed her.
That makes my point. That you
She
made my point.
she didn't. She wasn't a Christian claiming to be a witch. She was a woman that some man lusted after and used his Christianity to kill her.
She was probably most definitely a Christian. Yeah, or at least claiming to be, a member of the faith. Go ahead. Yeah, Kincaid.
So I was outside having a cigarette, getting all my shit to make my coffee up here,
Uh-huh.
and I tuned into Knox stream. Bond left the fucking comment that was hilarious. He said, "Oh man, he's really raking in the views now. Knox covering Smokey, right?" But that wasn't the funniest part, because not 10 seconds later, Bond confirmed this for the audience. I see you there. Knock plays the part of the stream from last night where I just start roasting him about his channel being dead and everything. It was so fucking succinct. It was great. I kind of want to watch it now. He does this. I have this magic ability to know exactly what the next thing Knock is going to say. So he's having an argument with me. He's arguing with past Will Kincaid, and I'm keeping up with him. That's how under-leveled he is.
If you want to put up that little clip there, if you find that little clip, if you want to play it, we can play it.
Yeah, I have it on my. Hold on, I can find it here in a sec. I'm just filling up the old Keurig situation. I had to go.
I love how Jill exposed Thicky as having no actual clue what the gospel was, and then the dumb shit Thicky goes to his channel to try and do a message on the gospel and fails incredibly. Has no clue what it even is, sitting there on his own channel trying to unpack it.
It's bad enough that
He's like, so Mickey doesn't talk about the gospel. And then, people finally ask him what the gospel is, and he has no freaking clue.
Let me take a crack at it. The gospel is the Septuagint, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Smokey?
What you?
Well, I don't know if they were or weren't, because I haven't looked at what Nicholas has shared, but I have known Nicholas to fabricate crap in the past. So I just don't trust him. nor should anyone else. But that's on you if you want to trust.
Oh my God, he's talking about his charges now. Oh, where is it? Where I gotta look.
Hey, Smokey.
They could have been. I haven't looked at what he was sharing, so I'm not sure. Nicholas, I have no clue. But I have known Nicholas to be disgusting and dishonest like that in the past. What's that, Jared? Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to explain about my question when I said a broad brush fallacy. Is Knox basically saying, because of what a group of so-called Christians did back then, and then he's basically painting Christianity?
It is kind of a genetic fallacy. That's why we keep holding his feet to the fire, and we're like, well, don't show us what people claim to be Christians did. Show us in the Christian faith or in the Christian Bible where the prescription for those actions is justified. Don't say this is Christianity if there's nothing inside Christianity to actually sanction the actions.
Hold on, I'm reading the chat. Okay. Hold on. Ryan, okay, this is 5 point. This is 5 Point Potato. He said Ryan is scared of Smokey and Will. They threatened him with legal action, and he cowered. That's not what we did at all. We found a guy who looks like him and was like, "Yep, this guy's a rapist, and so is Ryan," because that's exactly what he did to Smokey. And Ryan knew his claims were bullshit to begin with. So wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. We don't use him as a tool. He volunteered his body for our personal use. All right. There is a difference.
And so you guys are mixing a bunch of little pieces of chains of evidence and trying to conflate them all together when none of them actually fit. And none of you are smart enough or aware enough to actually pay attention, which means you're all just a bunch of hateful morons that are going around trying to sell bullshit saying it's porridge. That's really all you're doing. Anyway. Back to Knox.
She probably was a Christian. She probably did believe in Christian. She wasn't actually a witch. You're talking about some sort
That's what I'm saying.
Political.
You said it was Christians claiming to be a witch. No.
Why would I? Is that literally anything I said? That's nothing I said. Why would a Christian claim to be a witch? They were claiming they were witches, Knock. You complete and utter dumblet. You absolute mentally vanquished moron. You absolute piece of shit, Knock. You can't even pay attention to what anyone says.
They weren't claiming to be a witch. They were being accused of being a witch.
No, that's what I'm saying. These were not actual witches that were being killed. This was people who were attempting.
He keeps arguing for the
Bond got timed out in chat. What a fucking piss, baby. Okay, I have it, by the way.
Dude, what happened?
I have what I was talking about. I found it. It was I don't know how many minutes ago. It was 10 minutes ago now. I already have it pulled up if you want to play it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Can you hear anything?
No.
I did it again. I'm an absolute fucking. Listen, guys.
Can I do it on my side? I wonder. Can I? No,
that would take too long to go and find it. I've got it pulled up. I forgot that I didn't share the audio the last time. I should just always do it.
Share him the link.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Let me get rid of this fucking thing.
He ran away. He
ran
in. Back, you coward.
He ran in.
Pay attention.
No, God, we all forgot. Rage is a bit too high
to this comment here.
Gotta go to bed now. Literally, the only content that trends on his fucking useless dead channel is anything with our names in it.
I'm interested, Bond. Are you going to go and say the same thing to Smokey? He screams for 6-7 hours about me today. Are you going to say those things?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
The problem is that I think that there's more homosexuality that goes on in the first world now than it used to, but not that much more. I'll be honest with you, especially because there's whole manuals back in the fucking 40s and 60s talking about homosexual code and stuff. In fact, in Polari in the UK was an entire language that was developed specifically to avoid sodomy laws. It's an entire gay language.
Beautiful. Wow.
Right, exactly. So I don't think that it being. I don't think sodomy laws from back in the day actually prevented any sodomy. I just think that it just was underground.
No, I think they did. I think they. Oh, well, I wouldn't say prevented it, mitigated it, which is really generally what social constructs can only be hoped to do is a mitigation. It creates inside the person a sense of tangibility of consequence to the action, therefore to take extra steps in avoidance to it. Same reason for threatening to have capital punishment be the case for violating the Sabbath. Because of the sociological ramifications of someone defying the Sabbath, working their slaves 7 days a week is a deprivation of mercy and therefore immoral and evil, needed to be protected with the absolute strictest of penalties for open rebellion to it, because it would have allowed sociologically for the allowance of cruelty among the populace to work them straight with no days of rest, which is what the other
I think by criminalizing homosexuality in some respect would probably stigmatize homosexuality to the point where the hetero or not hetero per se, but the people at least trying to act hetero would lash out at openly flamboyant homosexual people or people suspected of sodomy outside of a legal system. And that doesn't help either. If you want to bring people to Christ and you want them not to live a specific lifestyle, I think some level of shame is probably as far as I will go. Not outright ostracization. I probably pronounced that wrong. Ostracization. Sorry about that. Not that far. But definitely repeated sort of a shame thing, you know. I don't know if you could pray the gay way. I don't know if it's a thing that you can. I mean, for me, I just kind of like, I just like stopped. I don't know. I wanted to have a monogamous relationship with the opposite sex, but I guess I'm one of those lucky few people who's able to do that. But I don't think that we should legislate faggotry. I don't know.
Yeah, I do. I would prefer to have sexual integrity incorporated into the culture at large. And I think that people need to have a little bit of a fear of the consequences put in them, both at the cultural level and also at a detrimental level. Because when sexual debauchery does occur, and particularly in adultery too, it does destroy lives and compromise.
Well, I think adultery does way more damage than homosexuality.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but like I need to make a stance in terms of the ethic guideline of which I'm talking, and I disagree with that. I think homosexuality, in terms of its consequential perversions and horror shows that exist in its own culture, generally anyone that participates.
You don't see a lot of queers getting abortions, and I think that that's more abhorrent.
No, but you do see them engaging in massive amounts of domestic violence, suicide, and substance abuse. So like we're just going to be comparing apples and oranges with that. The point is that each one has its own collective set of moral net negatives about it on a consequential level at a utilitarian basis. And generally anything that we associate in a culture that has a utilitarian net negative attached to it, we tend to want to legislate against that because we don't want it to be normative in society. And that's the ultimate intrinsic benefit. If you look at any of these things, and again, you can draw a conclusion that there's negative consequences or negative utility sociologically or individually, then that's when we decide to regulate against it or outlaw it over the better.
That's the thing is that I think you do. I think we agree and we disagree. We disagree on methodology. I don't think that
probably
we're going to be
application or policy is ultimately where we disagree, most likely. So
yeah, because I think you can. First of all, I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, but pretty much everyone's parents.
All of the debaucheries are degenerative to society. That's true.
There's so many fucking people that live that have divorced parents that either divorced when the child was small, so you would be the child in this case, or divorced after the fact. So like, just so many broken homes. Like maybe like trying to figure out what the issue with monogamy is and how to fix that shit, because it doesn't seem to like find out.
70% of the population of American prisons are inhabited by children from broken homes or
Right.
family homes. 70%.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. I know that one off the top of my fucking
I mean, I
head.
was just saying, like, if we have, my whole point is, and I don't care if we want to quibble about policies or how to implement it. Like, my big point is that when we notice there's something that is allowed in society that leads to negative utility or negative consequences, both macro and micro, there's good justification at the civil level to construct laws and procedures that either mitigate or eliminate. I mean, you're never going to eliminate it, but at least mitigate. Understanding that it's better for the collective civil society for that thing to be mitigated. The same reason we have speed laws, the same reason that while you have personal freedom, you can't go piss in a deli on the counter. I mean, there's certain things that are set as limits for the better benefit of all, and that is generally always based upon some form of utilitarian ethics, as in, what is the net benefit of this law, or what is it that this law is attempting to address that creates negative consequences? What are those negative consequences, and how do we mitigate or eliminate them? And all forms of ethics have to generally incorporate some level of utilitarian consideration. Otherwise, you don't know how to judge in the instance of a moral dilemma. So,
Guru Lady, I want to address your question. What about us single people? Well, you're not going to get penalized for being single. You're just not going to get incentivized. I mean, ideally, like, unless you intend to be single for the rest of your life. I mean, there are states where they'll pay you to sterilize yourself, like in California, under certain circumstances. So if you wanted to get, if you wanted to donate your eggs to somebody, if you want to, Guru Lady, let's say hypothetically you live in a state where this is viable, right? And you wanted to have a full-blown hysterectomy and donate your eggs and maybe like your uterus or whatever tissue because somebody can't have kids but you're a match or whatever the case is, right? You want to donate those organs for reproduction or your genetic material. A hefty payout for women would be a good thing there because, frankly, the birth rate is way too fucking low. I know there's a lot of people who think that the population needs to decrease, but there's a lot of fucking people at the top holding up wealth that don't have any, and that wealth has nowhere to go because that's how wealthy people get wealthy, by not spending all their fucking money on dumb shit, right? And investing in real estate and stocks and shit like that and holding on to it and like liquid asset. So unfortunately, like, unless you're going to donate your genetic material or your uterus or your fallopian tubes or whatever, you're not getting a payout, but you're not going to get a tax penalty. You should, however, have to pay a tax penalty every year if you're a divorcee with children, I think.
Okay, well, I think we've unpacked enough of that. Back to this.
But Christians never do this thing.
Ray, you're straw manning me. My point was that anyone that engages in sexual immorality, which I would be fine with it being illegal. You make it sound like I'm just going at the gays and I'm fine with like Tinder. That's
Kill the
not what
gays.
I said any form of debaucherous sexual action I'm fine with being illegal. That's what I said. And you're not doing any favors pointing back to non-Christians who aren't following Christian principles and prescriptions and saying, look what the Christians did. Like, that's just stupid. That's why we all laugh at you when you try and bring up this point. It's just dumb to us.
I'm very curious. Okay, so Smokey, you're not singling out gay people, just anyone who does what now?
I said I'm fine.
I'm sorry about that, Guru. I know you're probably too old to adopt, but I would have recommended adoption.
Wait. Christians would never do this thing. Christians would never do this thing. But what Smokey considers sexual debauchery, oh, cool.
No, it's what the Bible considers sexual debauchery, which is anything outside.
Oh, so the Bible doesn't consider witchery debauchery?
What? What?
Okay.
Yeah, PN, that's a good idea.
I love how Knock, like, generally, like, about 2 seconds, like in between 0 to 2 seconds after he says something, he realizes how stupid he just sounded, and that's when he gives his nervous chuckle. You know, where he gives a nervous chuckle at the end of every statement? That's his tell. Like that he even knows he just embarrassed himself.
Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris do the same fucking thing.
Isn't that amazing?
There's a lot of Democrats who do that.
I'm in agreement that the Old Testament laws were not for Christians because that was pre the death and resurrection of Christ.
Those were it's just that they were civil constructs. Those aren't objective morals. Those are things that flowed from the objective morals as civil constructs for the day at the time. And you would have to look at what the civil constructs would filter into in our modern culture from the same core.
Listen, folks, I don't want to cause an issue here. I just think
I
just think that women are magic wizards that make people come out
Oh
of
my
them.
God! Why are you still talking about it? We're
'Cause
moving
it's still
on.
going on
Yeah,
inside,
Fix your
sorry.
autism. Fix your fucking autism. Okay.
So long as they have sex the way we want them to.
There's no justification in my mind to have the general allowance of sexual debauchery because it destroys families. If people had a sense of integrity of the maintenance of the nuclear household, things would probably be a heck of a lot better. It is this realm of pure libertarian freedom of movement, of sexual autonomy that has helped create a rather disastrous culture. So I am fine with any form of sexual debauchery or anything outside of the bounds of marriage.
But don't you see those, Smokey? Don't you see those, Smokey? That's how they saw the witches, though. The witches were committing sexual debauchery.
Shut the fuck up.
It's the same. You are espousing the exact same mentality that caused the death of hundreds of thousands of people.
Not even close.
Let me finish, you stupid shit.
I'll shut up, but I won't shut the fuck up. I'll shut up, but I won't shut the fuck up.
What's the difference?
What is the difference?
You have just poisoned the well with your unparalleled stupid.
No, you don't like that I threw your own shit back against you.
Fact.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
And all you've done is open your mouth and make a dumbass out of yourself.
Probably.
So let me finish.
Can we roll that back 5 seconds?
I'll give you 10.
Shit back against you.
Fact. I tried to squeeze on you tonight. And all you've done is open your mouth and make a dumbass out of yourself.
Probably.
So let me finish.
I can't.
Me and Gur would probably agree with that one.
Well, it's not hard.
Oh my God.
I wish you would shut up so I could hear what you're saying.
Shut the hell up. Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
the point is,
Well, you asked me nicely though.
So the point is that I see that there is an idea that things that are damaging to society and culture are generally things that we tend to want to be illegal or not commonly practiced. Now, if I'm able to see, even through utilitarian ethics, which I can make a case for, even if I was viewing through utilitarian ethics, which is a secular philosophy, that there's an ultimate higher net benefit of well-being by maintaining the structure of a certain idea of sexual practices being limited and mitigated, that there's an overall net benefit to culture, it would behoove me to say that I think there are benefits in having legal constraints to protect those things that give you an ultimate net benefit to everyone. And that's not even a controversial position to take. If I'm able to show that sexual autonomy and debauchery tends to lead to a net negative in terms of society and to everyone's benefit, I can make an argument that there's a benefit having a law to restrict it. And that's the only point I take. So just to clarify.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I see you're.
So Smokey, why are you a fucking bigot? That's what I'm waiting for him to say.
This is why they hate me, and they try to do a whole bunch of weird, sadistic, psychopathic shit at me in my direction and my family and the like. This is why because they can't defeat me. They can't argue against me, even when they put their Sith Lord on the spot to try and take the position, Danny himself. We spend all our time talking about semantical definitions of what goodness is, and I describe it multiple times, and where I get the core objective justification for pointing out that what a homosexual demonstrates is not love at all, can't even be considered love. And Danny's only defense is, well, they can be supererogatory, they can be self-sacrificial, they can be a lot of things. But the point is, the core motivator in their active relationship, which is one of hatred and self-destruction, can manifest an occasional tinge of something that perceives to be good, but it's all hidden by a milieu of faulty structuring, something that isn't actually love at all.
I gotta say something and I gotta go. I actually feel really bad for people. Like, if it's true that homosexuality isn't a choice and there's nothing you can do about it, I actually feel really bad for homosexuals.
No,
Not
what I'm
just
saying,
because
well, that's irrelevant to the point, because predilections don't dictate behavior. Lots of people have predilections that are negatively net benefitive to society that they restrain for the sake of the benefit of all.
Well, no, I know, but
having homosexual predilections is a matter of identity. However, one lacking the character to restrain their predilections is something else that's worthy of critique, not their identity, but their choice of lifestyle, actions, and decisions. That's what's up for critique.
Well, no, the reason I said that is because they lack the fundamental ability to reproduce with another human being through traditional methods. So, I mean, like, the whole thing is just this, like a homosexual person can get an egg and a sperm and fertilize it and do the whole thing, right. But it's not it's not like there's a certain element of, like, I don't know, the spontaneity of the event. For, like, when I found out when my wife was pregnant, it was like the mix of emotions, like, oh boy, we're fucked, combined with, I'm gonna be a dad, you're gonna be a mom, we're making a smaller version of the two of us. How is this possible? And then to go through the whole thing, to be not just have a fucking incubator, basically, like you would if you were in a homosexual relationship, but to go through the thing with your partner, right?
Right.
And then the entire event, and then the biological child. I feel bad if it's true that,
right.
Because, I mean, like, there's no real substitute for a heterosexual relationship, a monogamous heterosexual relationship with the intent to produce children.
If all of the Christians, out of a sense of moral obligation, have to avoid what is generally a pretty common normative predilection to cheat on their spouses and to chase young tail, if they can choose against their lines of acting out the sexual debauchery of their predilections, it should be reasonably required of everyone else, especially when the net consequence tends to be negative in scope and manifestation. So that's my take.
Yeah, I guess it's the difference between 0 partners and 1 partner, though.
Say again?
Well, homosexual will never be able to have the same sexual experience with somebody of the opposite sex as somebody who just has a predilection towards fucking around and cheating.
Right, but I'm saying that is the reason